Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, and I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. Today, we're diving into a skill that can truly transform your career at the front desk. We're going to talk about how to turn that daily chaos you feel into predictable, manageable excellence. And here's the core idea we're exploring today. The front desk isn't just a random series of events happening to you. Not at all. It's actually a system, and it has its own rhythms, its own patterns. Your job, and really the art of exceptional service, is learning how to see them. I mean, we've all been there, right? That nonstop stream of check-ins, the phones that just won't stop ringing, all the unexpected questions, the sudden problems that pop up out of nowhere. It can really feel like you're just trying to keep your head above water, basically reacting to one fire after another. But just imagine for a second, what if you knew what kind of issues were most likely to pop up at 4 p.m. on a busy Friday? What if you could anticipate a guest's needs before they even got to your desk? Now, this isn't magic, it's a skill, and it's all about making a fundamental shift in your mindset, from being reactive to being proactive. This is the shift. This is what separates a good front desk agent from a truly great hospitality professional. It's about moving from being a firefighter, constantly putting out fires, to being an architect, someone who actually designs a smoother, better experience for everyone. So look at this. This comparison really nails the difference. The problem responder is always playing catch up. They're stressed, they're reacting, but the problem preventer, they're in control. They see the patterns, anticipate what's needed, and create solutions on the fly. And the result? Way less stress for you and a much, much better experience for the guest. That right there, that's our goal. Okay, so let's get practical. If these patterns are really everywhere, where do we actually start looking for them? How do we train our eyes to see what's basically hidden in plain sight? Well, they're hiding in your everyday interactions, in the hotel's natural rhythm, and even in the technology you use every single day. The clues, they are all around you, just waiting to be noticed. Let's break down exactly where you should be looking. First up, the clock. The clock is your best friend here. The time of day is a huge predictor of what's to come. You might notice, for example, a recurring pattern of missed wake-up call complaints in the morning. Now, a preventer doesn't just apologize. No, they start double-checking the logs during their evening shift. They see those late evening requests for towels or the noise complaints, and they get ahead of them. Next, take a look at your occupancy levels. A completely sold-out hotel has a totally different set of predictable problems. Think room readiness delays, right? Than a hotel that's only at 30% capacity. In that case, a guest might be much more sensitive about their room location. Knowing this lets you manage expectations before they can even become complaints. Think about where the booking came from. This is a fantastic clue. Maybe you start to notice that reservations from one specific website often have the wrong room type listed. So instead of waiting for an upset guest at check-in, a proactive agent flags those reservations to double-check them ahead of time. See the difference? And of course, there are patterns in the guests themselves. Over time, you learn to recognize guest types or clusters. The business traveler checking in at 9 p.m. has completely different immediate needs than the family arriving for a holiday. Recognizing these archetypes allows you to personalize and tailor your service instantly. But wait, the patterns don't just stop with the guests. They're also embedded in the building itself and in the way your different teams work together. Let's be honest, every hotel has its quirks. Room 301 is right over the noisy ballroom. The rooms at the very end of the hall have weaker Wi-Fi. A reactive agent just waits for the complaint to come in. A preventer, on the other hand, knows these things and uses that knowledge when assigning rooms, matching the right room to the right guest. And listen to your colleagues. If housekeeping consistently tells you they're running behind after a huge group checks out, that's a pattern. That's something you can use to manage the expectations of arriving guests. Communication between departments is an absolute goldmine of predictive information. Okay, this can be the toughest pattern to spot, but it is often the most important one. You have to ask, could the recurring issue be coming from us, our own team's habits? If guests checking in on the evening shift are always confused about breakfast times, well, maybe the check-in script needs to be just a little bit clearer. Being self-aware is a critical tool for making real improvements. So spotting the patterns is really only the first half of the battle. The real magic, the part that matters, happens when you turn that observation into a concrete, proactive action that actually helps the guest. And please, don't just keep these observations in your head.
A simple note in the logbook about a recurring Wi-Fi issue in a specific room, or a frequent error from a booking channel, that can be incredibly powerful. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about collecting data so we can make systemic improvements for everybody.
This lays it out perfectly. It's a simple, repeatable process. Observe, document, act. You see that rooms facing the street get noise complaints. You note it down. You act by not placing guests who are light sleepers in those rooms. It's a beautiful cycle of continuous improvement. You see, proactive service is often just proactive communication. Telling a guest, just so you know, we're very busy this afternoon, so your room may take just a few extra minutes to be perfect for you, that isn't making an excuse. It's a sign of respect. You're treating them like a partner in the process, and believe me, that builds incredible trust. And when you practice this day in and day out, something pretty amazing starts to happen. You begin to develop what I think is the most valuable tool in any service professional's arsenal. What starts out as a conscious observation, it slowly transforms into an expert intuition. You just know. You can feel the rhythm of the lobby. You can anticipate a question before it's even asked. This instinct, which is built on a solid foundation of pattern recognition, is what will set you apart and define your career. So as you head into your next shift, I want you to keep this one question in mind. Look beyond the immediate task right in front of you. Look for the rhythm, the repetition, the hidden clues. Because the very first pattern you spot is the first problem you're going to prevent. You have the power to create excellence. Now, go make it happen.